What's up, everybody, and welcome to ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. I'm Drew Bosley. That's the one, the only. It is Scott Savage. Scott, welcome back from the long weekend, buddy. How was it?
Oh, it's great. I'm really hoping I can beat Hogwarts very soon,
Oh,
so I can move on to something else. As much as I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, dude, it's funny. It's kind of one of those things like, I've been pulled away. I've been pulled away with the world of PSVR 2. So not to complain by any means,
No.
but I do miss jumping into Hogwarts like I was as well, right? Like it's one of those things. We were talking to Kyle and our buddy Luke, and they're just like, we're just scouring the castle looking for this, that, and the other. It's just one of those things, right? There's so much to look for. And I was talking to my brother over the weekend. He was just here, and he's talking about he's 43 hours into Hogwarts now.
Holy.
So he's been pushing hard, and he's still not done the campaign. It's one of those, dude. It's just it's like a game that never ends.
He must be further than I. I just started learning curses.
Oh, see, you're further than I am now. I'm currently level 22, and I believe about 18-19 hours in. So
okay,
that's kind of where I'm at. I'll keep everybody posted because we will be having a final. I call it our final review, Scott, because we did early impressions, and we're gonna have our final review.
Oh, we're gonna be talking about this game for years to come now.
It's already in the world of game of the year discussion, right? So very cool to see. But dude, let's get on to today's show, where people can find us normally live at 11 a.m. Eastern, Monday to Friday, over on twitch.tv/theofficialitg, as well as youtube.com/theofficialitg. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later inside the game.ca podcast services and TV streaming networks around the globe. Today's show is an interesting one. After Bethesda's community manager takes to Discord to discuss more about Starfield, fans have begun questioning if Starfield will see a delay at all. I got some thoughts there, Scott. What is the future of said game we were just talking about? Hogwarts Legacy. Scott, it's funny how we just had that conversation. We talk about that today on today's show, what the future holds there, and a new season coming up for Rainbow Six Siege with lots of changes on the way. Dude, lots of things happening.
That one's got me really excited.
Yeah, it's funny. I get to this point where like, okay, I'm burning out, and all of a sudden you just find a way to reignite that flame a little bit. It's like, God, I can't put it down. Scott, let's get into it, because I got some bad news coming our way, I think. Bethesda has a disappointing Starfield update. This is GG Recon. This is Tom. I almost said Tom Henderson. Dude, we're so used to saying Tom Henderson. This is Tom Chapman over at GG Recon. Houston, we have a problem. Really? We're starting that way already, Scott. Let's do it. Well, Microsoft promised so much in terms of overtaking the competition in 2023, a shaky Activision Blizzard deal, and worries that its biggest game could be delayed, has critics thinking otherwise. As reported by PC Games and a Bethesda dev has since dampened out hopes of the Starfield showcase. Not a good thing, Scott. I'm telling us right now, this is not the direction we want to be going for Starfield this year at all. Considering the AAA game is supposed to release in the first half of 2023, we'd cool those jets for now. Posting Bethesda's official Discord, community manager Vault of Daedalus warned, quote, "We'll have more info to share on the showcase when it's ready to be. Still sorting stuff out. I know that's not the answer you want, but nothing specific is being withheld." End quote. The site notes that Vault of Daedalus promised that nothing specific is being withheld. Could mean the team hasn't locked in a date for the Starfield showcase. Dude, Starfield was initially supposed to release back in 2022 on November 11th. That didn't happen. We now get pushed. We get told we're going to get it in the first half. Dude, we're going to get pushed to 2024. I'm telling you right now, we're not getting this game this year.
No, you don't think it's going to be a small delay? At this point, I would expect a shorter delay, but it's not the first. It's really hard to tell what's going to happen based on the trend we've seen. Other than another delay is more than likely.
Well, that's, I think, my biggest fear. Everybody has a lot of hopes and dreams right now focused on Starfield to kind of, I don't want to say save Xbox, but they're looking for their new flagship title, right?
Yeah.
And I think Starfield has the premise and the promise behind it to be that new, hey, you think of Xbox, you think of Starfield. And right now, nobody's seen anything on Starfield. We get a 15-minute trailer months and months ago of what we're going to be into, but still it's very, very minor, right? We need to know more. We need this showcase. And if the showcase isn't ready, it makes me nervous for the actual release of the game. in the next 6 months. We're supposed to be the first 6 months of the year. Scott, we're almost 3 months in already. We've seen nothing, right?
If it truly was coming in 3 months, we'll say, I would
Sure.
expect to see something. They would have something to show for it.
Do they wait until like a month prior and then start building the hype? But again, let's take a look at PlayStation, for example. Right now, dude, we're hot and heavy in the coverage for PlayStation VR 2. There was not a single showcase for that thing at all. And that kind of has me worried for the future long term. Like, we're playing a ton of games right now on it, and I'm still nervous. Where everything is being held here for Starfield, and there's no marketing in it right now. There's no showcase right now. Nobody knows what we're actually doing in the game. Nobody knows much about the story. We know that there's a ton of factions. You can choose to work with all of them if you want, or none of them. It's kind of up to you. And what else do we really know?
It's essentially just inherent in the Bethesda title on it.
Yeah. So my concerns moving forward for Starfield are rather. I've been saying this for a while. I don't think we're gonna get it this year, dude. I really just don't think it's gonna happen. Now I was talking on Twitter a while back, and I say a while back, like maybe a week and a half ago, and I'm saying maybe holiday season. And now I'm questioning whether or not we're even gonna get that. I think it's more likely lining up for 2024, and I don't think Xbox really wants to do that whatsoever. They want a staple this year, right? They want to be at the Game Awards, dude. Is there something right now that's been released from Xbox that we can see at the Game Awards?
Not particularly. Hi-Fi Rush becomes the only, but that's not.
Sure, actually. Yeah, that's a surprise one, right? So we got the showcase. That was the other side of it right there. When we got the developer direct showcase, they said, okay, we're gonna talk about Redfall. All right, cool. We got a release date there, right? They surprised us with Hi-Fi Rush, which is a fantastic game. If you haven't played it, go grab it on Game Pass. It's there for you. And it's a great time. It's very, very cool to see Tango go in a whole different direction, right? They left the horror genre for now, temporarily, with Evil Within and all that kind of stuff, and move over here to Hi-Fi Rush, which is just this unique rhythm game. It was really cool. Steve and I had a great time playing that. But then we get the rest of the games too. Minecraft Legends, I want to say it was.
That's right.
Right? Forza, the new Forza. No actual release date on that one. Dude, they're not locking dates in for a reason, because they want the ability to push games away and push them out. If we take a look at PlayStation's side, this year we've been told Spider-Man's coming, right? So that's going to be another big win for them. They're launching the hardware today for PlayStation VR 2. So people are diving in. I've been talking to a lot of people. A lot of people are hyped for this. Go-to game right now, I'm telling you, right now is Horizon Call of the Mountain. After that, I don't know what we're gonna get, man. Like, that's a whole other show, Scott. We could do a show just on PSVR 2.
You really could, actually. That's funny. We've been talking about that behind the scenes.
Yeah, no, we definitely have. But when you take a look at where Bethesda has been building towards, right, and then you think Bethesda name, jank. I'm sorry to say it, but it's just been here's your game. Here's the Bethesda jank in the game. This is what they're trying to do this time, is to kind of squash that, right? They don't want to be known as Bethesda Jank. They want to be known as Bethesda. You can't miss this title, and everything works the way it's supposed to.
I really hope they do stick that, but it's funny when it comes to Bethesda Jank. That is, of course, one of the most memorable aspects of their production, unfortunately.
Right?
But it's been so long-standing that it's neither a negative or a positive for me. I kind of just blinded out. Now, of course, that's different, of course, if I can't play the game, if it's broken, or if I'm falling through the map. But when it comes to having character models all stretched out and looking weird, well, I can ignore that.
Like, a game this size, right? Like 1,000 planets, dude, they've got a lot of work ahead of them to make sure that all that works the way it's supposed to. We saw No Man's Sky. I think right now is the most relatable title to where Starfield is at. Just in scope of, traveling the universe and how that works. Everything's procedurally generated with No Man's Sky. And
that's how you have to do it, I think. Elite Dangerous did a very similar thing, where they took a lot of, in Elite Dangerous case, they took a lot of the star mapping that we've done, and we kind of crunched it down into a formula, and that was able to extrapolate beyond what we've seen. And it turns out they actually did a really good job. They predicted TRAPPIST-1 before it was discovered by man. It was actually an Elite Dangerous. So these kind of systems, they do exist, although I'm sure it took 20 years to put together.
Yeah, where Bethesda's been working on this since... How long do you think Bethesda's been working on Starfield, Scott? 6 years, 7 years, maybe even longer.
I think I saw something 7 or 8
Yeah.
that sticks out in my memory for some reason.
And now too, they've on the other side of that, right? They pulled in the Xbox team of developers as well to help them with the game. So here's the thing. Do I think we get it this year? No, I've clearly stated I think we're getting it in 2024. Honestly, take your time. We don't want a broken game, right? After, I think the other side of it too, right, is when you take a look at how Cyberpunk launched, dude, nobody wants to go through that at all, right? Not only are you letting down the
including
team,
myself.
well, yeah, but you're letting down your player base, right? Your fans who have been following you for so long, so hyped for the release of the game, and then it just breaks their console or it doesn't work. Dude, I'll never forget Skyrim bricking people's consoles on PS3 because it didn't work right with the cell processor. And we touched on this before because if you don't close the door behind you, over time as that kind of progresses through the story, it just it just shuts you down. It was unbelievable.
You try to load all of Skyrim at one moment, your PlayStation just says nah.
It's just it's it's funny to see.
That's so brutal.
It is. But again, yeah, we'd love to hear from you. Let us know over on the official ITG on Twitter. Do you think we see Starfield this year at all? Scott, we've been talking a lot, an absolute lot. I don't think we're going to stop anytime soon. Hogwarts Legacy DLC, not currently planned, claims developer. That's not cool, Scott. I thought we were getting something. Here, let's get into it. This is Andy Robertson over at VGC. Avalanche Software currently has no plans to release DLC expansions for Hogwarts Legacy, it's claimed. Speaking during IGN FanFest, game director Alan Tu claimed that the game's development team was so absorbed by preparing for its release that it hasn't yet considered post-release content. Quote, "We've been really heads down bringing Hogwarts Legacy to life," end quote, he said. Quote, "So at the moment, there are no current plans for DLC," end quote. Scott, dude, okay, here's the thing for me. We've talked about it in the game. It was brought up in the game that Quidditch has been postponed. They've been told no, they can't do it right now, which I thought was a funny little touch within the game, but it's one of the things that the developers weren't able to kind of get it done in time. I kind of thought we see something along that line, even just like a multiplayer experience. We did see last week, right? Fans are modding the game on PC to allow 8 players to jump in and just kind of hang out. But again, no plans at all. Scott, does that concern you?
It does, but on the other hand, it doesn't, because I think what they're stating here is that the focus was on release. I think what that really means is that it wasn't planned as a live service, although it certainly could, and it's curious to me why it wasn't planned that way, being it's a decades-old project now, universe that you could pull from. But I'm thinking that because of this wild sales, they're gonna have to readdress that.
So so do they go in the way of DLC, or does Avalanche go, this is so successful, why don't we just go to Hogwarts Legacy 2? Give us what's next, interesting, right? Start building upon this world. Now, granted, you can maybe put a small team and kind of give us little tidbits of, hey, here's an extra mission, or hey, here's some more story beats over there, and then with another team start building out, because this is the #1 game right now, right? When you talk about it, dude, it's the #1 game streamed on Twitch. It's the biggest game in sales, passing everybody right to the top. These sales numbers come from the UK, and that's not even including DLC. So there's a lot going on with Hogwarts that everybody just fell in love with. If you're a Harry Potter fan, congrats, because we just got our Harry Potter game of all time, right? Like, this is kind of how it's gone. So it's really climbed to the top. Outsold Elden Ring in its first week. Right?
Yeah, that's insane.
Huge numbers. So Avalanche, it's got to take some of that feedback and go, how do we keep feeding off of this? How do we keep our fan base going? Or do we just go silent now and focus on what we do next? Do they go to another game? Dude, I don't think they can right now. I think you need to stay in the world of Hogwarts and keep that alive, right? I think that's the other side of it. If you want to keep at the level where you are, you want to keep the conversation going, just keep bringing us more content, because we're going to jump in. My brother right now can't put it down. This is all he plays. I said, hey, if you play, I asked him if he jumped into Wild Hearts. He goes, no, dude, I cannot get off of Hogwarts. I'm like, that's fair, right? And I can't go, why not? Because I'm like, oh, I get it.
It's like when Kyle doesn't join us for Siege, and went, yeah, all right, that makes sense. It's okay.
Yeah, Kyle's over there playing Hogwarts, right? It's like, yeah, we're calling you out, Kyle. Take that. but it's warranted, right? It's not like it's, oh, what are you doing? It's, I get it. And
yeah, I'm not offended.
no, not at all. Like, I'm hurt you want to come play, but I get it because Hogwarts is just that good. There is so much to do. Even so, my son's completed the campaign, and he goes, "Dad, like I have so much still to do within the world." That he's there, he's gonna be there for hours. And if you're looking at the platinum or the 100%ing for achievement on Xbox, you're gonna be there a while. Like that's not a small feat. Dude, when I take a look at my time, like I said, I'm 18 hours in, and take a look at my trophy list. I think I'm like 11%. I'm like, oof, that ain't gonna happen. That platinum is unattainable in my lifestyle, kind of thing.
I think I have 34% complete, but I'm at 26 hours.
There you go. So you got a couple more. Yeah, well done.
It's gonna take a while.
Yeah, absolutely, Scott. What also takes a while for us is Rainbow Six Siege, as we keep going back day in, day out, day in, year after year. Yo, this is my biggest game of all time. Somewhere around.
Here's the one where I make the joke. Where's Rainbow Six Siege 2?
I don't know if we'll ever get one, but Rainbow Six Siege is revamping Riot Shields and overhauling the new player experience in 2023. This is Ted Litchfield over at PC Gamer. As part of its 2023 Rainbow Six Siege Invitational livestream, Ubisoft outlined its plans for the tactical shooter's 8th year, including the new operators, tools, and balance changes coming down the pike. We know the most about Year 8's first season with his upcoming operator Brava, which is this is an interesting operator, and we'll get into it here in a second. Commanding Force launches on March 7th, and Brava is an attacker who can hack enemy electronics to either disable or co-opt them. So basically overtake them, override them, and use them against the defenders is kind of how it works. So Brava will come in and she'll like take over Capcan's traps. So now if like Legion or Capcan himself walks through, they blow up on him. Dude, the counter picks now we're gonna start kind of getting into, right? There's the other side of it. Mozzie can overtake Bravo's drone. It's a drone you get, but it's big. Kind of reminds me of Twitch, right? It's a big drone you're gonna be handling. So it's gonna be a little bit easier to shoot, a little bit easier to take control of if you do get it. But all of a sudden now cameras, like even the cameras in the world, dude, you don't want to shoot them out. You take them over if you have Brava. Right?
Oh man, it's so cool. Every time we get into a season, I go, all right, what's next? What are they going to change? How are they going to do it? And this is actually an interesting idea I would not have taken on. We're gonna have to change our strategy because I'm gonna get caught in Crystal's traps every game.
That's so
somebody does.
So we always play either ranked or unranked, and you can ban, dude. Brava, I can see getting banned a lot. Right.
Yeah.
I really see her getting banned a lot. Commanding Force will also see the launch of Siege's new mousetrap, anti-mouse and keyboard measures on console, and the beginning of Siege reworked onboarding experience for new players. That part is cool too. Later seasons we'll see new operators from Sweden, South Korea, and Portugal in that order, and we'll also see a new map in season 4 of the at the end of the year. Scott, that's cool, dude. Another map. Recently we've been getting more and more maps, which is nice to see them come out. Emerald, I want to call it Emerald
Plains.
City, but yeah, thank you. Emerald Plains was one of them, and then we just got another one as well. It's the labs or something like that, right?
Biolabs, something, yeah.
So it's nice to see this new one. Stadium, I still do not like I don't think the community likes Stadium at all because it's constantly banned. So we'll see how that goes.
We haven't played much of that one in months now.
Nope. Ubisoft is also reworking the Consulate map. Interested to see how that one goes. And the operator's Frost. Sorry, honey. In season 2, followed by revamp of Riot Shields in season 4 to discourage turtling and make the tool more tactical and aggressive. Players will no longer be able to hip fire while holding the shield up. Instead, have to consciously switch between aiming their pistol and defending. In exchange, players will now have the ability to lock independently where their shield is pointing.
I actually really like that.
Right? Ubisoft is clearly showing Siege a lot of love, even as it approaches a decade of running as a live service. Dude, this is a live service done right, Scott.
Yeah. No, I can't think of any other example of a live service done proper. Until we get into MMOs, it's likely some of them do it very well, but I think of that separately.
No, absolutely. So I think Ubisoft paying attention. They've said that their overall goal is to go for 100 operators by the time they're done, right? I think
they're at 60 something now.
Yeah, so we have just over 30 operators left. So is that when we get Siege 2? I don't know. Like, I'd be heartbroken to see all my operators disappear that I played with for years, right?
Oh,
I don't know.
That's why Brian doesn't join us anymore. There was some sort of issue that erased all of his operators, and that was the end of it.
Ouch. Yeah, that hurts.
And after, we're talking like 40 operators that you need to unlock, so I don't blame them at all.
No, it's cool to see. They've also got new stuff too for onboarding new players, which is awfully cool to see. Season 1 will see beginner challenges to help players learn the game and unlock operators, while Season 3 will introduce comprehensive tutorials, followed by new human versus bot playlist in Season 4 with lower stakes to play. Dude, that's cool. Like, they're looking, how do we expand the game? We have the core community, which keeps us there day in and day out. But how do we onboard new players? And this is new ways to introduce them, how to play the game, how to play a game properly. It's not, I'm going to say Call of Duty-esque, right? It's tactical in a different manner. So it's cool to see. It's one of my favorite games of all time. And it's just one of those games, dude, that just keeps on giving. And
the thought of bots just made me think of the anti-cheat you could do to stop team killing. What if these team killers just got a bot that spawned on the map with them next game, every game, and just puts them out first?
Team killing happens by accident
your own
sometimes.
medicine.
Yeah, exactly. But sometimes it's absolutely intentional, and that's where it's frustrating.
We've all hit each other with an impact grenade by accident, but that's different.
Absolutely. Yeah. Dude, let's get into it. Dark Pinocchio Souls-like Lies of P is coming out this year. This is Jody over at PC Gamer. During IGN FanFest, Lies of P, the Bloodborne-esque Souls-like reimagining of the adventure of Pinocchio being made by Round 8, got a new trailer and a release window of August 2023. Scott, yeah, I know you're excited for that one.
I am excited, yeah. This one looks really dark, and another Souls-like. I'm always in for that.
Yes, we do know you and your Souls games, dude.
I still want to pull you back to Nostalgia. That game was fun.
Actually, I did enjoy that game a lot. Yeah, it's really good. I just have too much on my plate right now.
Yeah.
Dude, more leaks are coming out with Zelda Tears of the Kingdom art book leaks online. Tom Henderson over at Insider Gaming. The entire Zelda Tears of the Kingdom art book, consisting of 200 pages, has leaked online, showing new characters, story details, and more. Yo, just be mindful of the leaks if you are just as hyped as we are for this game. No spoilers, because spoilers suck.
You might say to yourself, it's just an art book. What can it spoil? Well, characters, plot points, locations, it's all in there.
Yeah. And Scott, I don't have that list with me today, so we're going to skip this, buddy.
Okay.
That's how that's going to roll. But dude, what else are you playing besides Hogwarts Legacy?
Settling into some Metroid Prime, and I think that's going to be the next one that's hard for me to put down. Yeah. I'm still playing 007 GoldenEye.
Are you really?
Yeah. Okay, so some of the levels are really hard on max difficulty. I don't remember how I beat that as a kid.
Is that an achievement thing? Is that what's going on?
It is. You also need to you got to beat the whole thing on the hardest to unlock the true ending, if you want to say that. It gives you a couple more levels at the end.
There you go. I heard Hogwarts has a couple different endings.
It does. Watch out for spoilers.
Ah, man. My kid almost spoiled it for me. I'm like, what do you do? Don't. Zip it. I got to finish it first. Now I'm going to beeline the story so I can get that done and then circle back. Problem is I probably won't circle back, and I just want to stay in that world. It's one of those things. Dude, I had my brother and his family over on the weekend, and we played a ton of VR. Horizon Call of the Mountain was a standout title like I always talk about right now. My full review actually will come out this week, so keep your eye open for that on next week's episode. So that's exciting. Lots to talk about.
I'm so curious. I had the opportunity to go over and see, but I didn't. I wasn't able to. Now I'm disappointed.
Yeah, there's definitely a few things I've got to say. It's not the Horizon we do know, but it is an exciting one. And we'll talk more about that. But until next week, everybody, or tomorrow. I guess it's tomorrow. Dude, my days are all messed up. We got a holiday and it just throws everything off. This has been ITG Daily. We'll be bringing you the hottest in gaming news. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. You can always join us live over on Twitch and YouTube at the official ITG. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later inside the game.ca podcast services, TV streaming networks around the globe. Until tomorrow, I'm Drew. That's Scott. We'll see you inside the game.